I got to ask you, you're working on new songs. Did you guys ever do like a sequel to 18 in Life? Because I want to know, or maybe we'll do the Ballad of 18 in Life. Because like Ricky, who is Ricky? What happened to Ricky? And I know you probably told the story, but I want to
No,
know the
we
story.
that's the first time I've ever been asked that question. In that song has been around for 35, 36 years now. 37 years, 36. And so we have talked about that, Rachel and I. Rachel was the one who brought it up. But not, it was weird. Not in the way that you had just presented it, but the way that you just presented it is really, really cool. If you see a song on one of our records and it says the Ballad of Ricky or the Ballad of 18 Life, you can know that it started with you.
One, you're an artist on record, your ultimate intimate conversation with your favorite artist. And if it's your first time here, if it's his first time here, you know what you got to do. Subscribe, hit the bell to be reminded so you don't miss any other episodes. And if you want to see this episode unedited, uncut, we have a VIP, all access, backstage pass in Patreon. We have a part of that interview I'm going to share with you guys from Skid Row, Dave Snake Sabo in the house. We're going to talk to him about the gangs all here and also 18 in Life. What happened to Ricky? That's coming up. Don't touch that dial. It all starts now, kids. Uh, I'll take that, man. You know, I'll
That's a
take
really
that.
good idea, man. That's a really good idea. I like that. I'm going to bring that up to Rachel after I get off with you. You know what? It's because never, me personally, I've never thought of the idea of evolving a story that was previously created. Like we make little references to our past and to the past of songs here and there, mentioning Vicky in the gangs all here. Some other stuff. But I've never thought about the evolution of a song. That's really interesting.
It fits the band because Eric, this video of 18 in Life, and he brought new life to you guys. So it just fits like the Ballad of Ricky. Where is he now? Because now you got Eric giving the conclusion.
Wow, dude, that is really, really cool. That's really cool. You got my wheels spinning, man.
Who was Ricky related to the song?
Okay. The original song started out, I had the riff, it's a simple little thing. We were in the music store, and I said, Ray, check this out. I had Ricky was a young boy. He had a heart of gold. And it was about my brother who went to Vietnam and fought in the Vietnam War. And he was essentially the person that raised me up until that point. I was about 7 when he left. I was about 9 when he came back, and he was a different person. Thank God he came back. It was just different. It was heartbreaking. I mean, he's a fully functioning adult with a beautiful family and everything like that. It was just things were different. And I was so insecure and impressionable at that age that I could sense it. And it was probably really, really magnified by the fact that I was so young that I could see the difference in him. He wasn't that happy, joyous person anymore. Everything seemed to be like he was masking something, some trauma or hurt or pain. So it started out about being there, but we couldn't get the story right. We just couldn't get it. Nothing that we were coming up with was doing the idea of the story any justice to where we felt strongly about. So we switched gears and started writing a fictitious story. And we kept the name Ricky, changed Heart of Gold to Heart of Stone. and started developing this teenage tragedy, if you will. And it wasn't a direct reference to any one person in particular. It was just, I think, kind of a mirror of some of the things that might have been going on that still go on, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I think maybe the reason why that song was held dear to a lot of people was because it touched upon something that may have been familiar to them in some way. They could personally relate to it on an emotional level, where somehow it struck a chord.
Accidents will happen, they all heard Ricky say.
And again, the intention at the very beginning is to please yourself and hope that everybody else gets it. And sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't, but it's got to start. I can't emphasize that enough. It's got to start with making you happy first. Like saying what you want to say. And you know what? Like we have an amazing partnership, Rachel and I, because we'll go back and forth with ideas, and there'll be times where I'll go, dude, I'm not feeling that. And if he's really, really feeling it, like kind of like, trust me on this one, you got it. We have deference in that way, where we're respectful of each other's abilities and intuitiveness to understand what will work best for the particular song in the framework of Skid Row. Because there'll be times where we'll have something like where I'll be like, I love this so much. And then we'll kind of take a step back and go, that's not for us. And there'll be times where, I'll play something. I'm like, and he's like, dude, there's something there. Let's pursue that. And that's the great thing about our partnership, is that I think we both have qualities that maybe are stronger than the other guy might have. Like, he's absolutely a much better lyricist than I am. But I fill the gaps in other areas. And
But you
so,
complement each other.
well, that's the whole thing.
That's
And
the whole
we're
thing.
really, really respectful of that. It plays a huge role in being able to complete a song, to be honest.
Yes.
I mean, you got two guys sitting there that are banging heads, and their egos are such that, my idea is the best no matter what. Then you're not going to get anything done as a pair, as partners. And so, but I think we built up so much trust over the years with each other that it really makes the process, I don't want to say easier, but much more fulfilling, for sure.
I mean, when you look at 18 Life and just look at their lyrics, I have them right here. Even without the music, it's just so powerful, the words. And you talk about your brother and no good at home. He walked the streets a soldier and he fought the world alone.
Yeah.
And now it's chorus.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. It's
I know.
heavy. It's
I
heavy
know.
when you just take in those words alone,
I know. And I appreciate that. And it is heavy. It's a heavy story. And like I said, we never could have imagined the impact that song would have on our lives to this day. Certainly. I mean, it was really funny. I remember we were in the studio demoing that with Michael Wagner, and I remember it was still in its very raw stages. The song was written, but the instrumentation wasn't where it was with the final cut on the record. And I remember calling up John Bon Jovi and saying, dude, I know this is a weird question, but have you ever gotten like goosebumps from your own songs? And he's like, yeah, once in a while. Why? I go, because it just happened to me for the first time ever with our own music. And it had only been everybody else's music that gave me goosebumps. That's why I play music, was for that payoff. And I couldn't believe, like, I remember exactly where I was sitting when I felt it, and I remember where I was sitting when I called him. And it was in this studio that was owned by Kramer. I
Wow.
forget the name of it. It was on Route 34, I believe. Yeah, Route 34, and it was a great, really cool studio. And I heard the playback, and I got goosebumps. And I was like, but to be honest with you, I was so damn naive and unsure of myself that I could never have imagined that it would have any impact at all, much less how it still existed and is thought about to this day.
18 and life to go. 18.
It's crazy.
It is crazy, and it's just crazy how that song in another form came back in full circle,
Well, that's
bringing
what I
you
mean. Like,
basically a new singer.
yeah, it's just it's
whole
wild.
thing.
Like I said again, like I used the word serendipitous before, and it's truly what this whole thing with Eric has been. It's just I can't explain it any other way. You know, I believe that there's absolutely a power greater than us out there in
Totally.
the ether somewhere. But I just have to think that one day someone you know what, I think today's going to be their lucky day.
Thank you.
That was Dave Snake Sabo. And if you enjoyed this episode and you want to see it unedited, uncut, check out VIP All Access Backstage Pass in Patreon. You can check this out and many great other episodes. In the meantime, make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe. I am Stefan. You guys are all beautiful. Remember, it's only rock and roll, and we like it. And who loves you, baby? We do.